Welcome to Ask Us Anything, and thank you for joining us spur of the moment.
I was going to say, look at us. We're right on time. Is that Bo under there? Yes. Got to show you. Okay, so we're outside, and can you see Bo under there? Hey, Bo, say hello. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he showed.
He's our little
Did
troll.
Did he show, Phyllis? He did. Okay, he's our troll. He's right with us. You'll hear him erupt when a deer walks on the property, or he thinks a deer might walk on the property. We are coming to you from our Southwest Michigan property, where fortunately the sun is now behind us, and the fifth wheel is blocking the sun because it's been 90 degrees here today.
It was hot and humid, and the wind is picked up
Wind
now,
is
so
picked
that's
up,
really nice.
the little breeze. It was. It's going to be 102 on Thursday. So the heat is back again. Just terrible weather for those of you in California. Tropical storm Hillary is bringing more rain than people have had in a long time. The Pacific Northwest is Montana or Oregon and Washington in particular, and then way on up into the Northwest Territories of Canada. Massive wildfires again. Still wildfires out although they're better out in Quebec and Ontario, but crazy hot weather this year. Before we get started with our questions, I want to read you an email that just came in, and this is for those of you who are who have drones and use drones. I'm assuming you all know that you have to have your drones registered, but there's a new law coming in. It affects recreational drone users, and emails went out just today, but by the 16th of September, you must have registered your drone with numbers on it, and you must now take a test called TRUST, and it's a government acronym for something like what is it? It's the that's the T recreational UAS safety test TRUST. And it's an online test. I just did it to see what it was like, and you have to go through about a half hour of stuff that you should already know as a drone pilot. But my point is, you got to have a card or a registration proof of both that you took this test and that your drone is registered. So you make sure you do all of that by September 16th, or you can be subject to pretty good fines.
Okay, question. Does that cost money?
Yes, it costs $2 to take the test.
Well, that's not a lot.
And it takes $5 to take the test and $2 to register. But here's the deal: if you do that, you'll get this letter, and it's got all the links in it. Really pay attention, because whatever the service provider they got to handle all that is trying to make a fortune selling you a laminated card and a lanyard. You don't need all that stuff. And if you click the wrong button, you're going to get billed $40 for a card and a lanyard, and you don't. Just take the test. You'll get a certificate that says that you approved it. You can print that out or keep it digitally, but you do need to have numbers. Your drone needs to be registered, and the numbers, and that's not new. That's been like that for a while. The numbers need to be on the outside of the drone, not on the control pad, but on the drone itself. So that just came about today. Lots of you out there, and we want to say thanks first of all to Phyllis in Iowa and Chris in Illinois, who Chris taking care of all those of you accessing us through YouTube, and Phyllis for the rest of you and putting up the pictures on the screen. Yes, it's back to our regular time of 7 o'clock. I think this is a pretty good time. We did 9 a couple of times over the summer when it was not dark until 9, and now it's getting dark about 8:30. So I think we can, when we get back on our regular schedule for Ask Us Anything, which will be October, then we'll be doing it every week again after October. But we'll keep doing periodic check-ins like this. Does that make sense?
It was interesting because you were going to do it at 8 and then 7:30.
Yeah,
I said just do it at 7 if you're not going to do it at 9.
I thought about 8 tonight, but it starts to get pretty dark at 8, and we have some wind. I don't know where the mic is on this. I think it's over there, but we'll try and keep the wind to a minimal. If worst comes to worst, we'll go inside our fifth wheel there but it's been warm in there. I turned the air conditioner on just in case,
I know.
so
I
my bride will be
went in
comfortable.
there to get a pillow to sit on.
Was it comfy?
The pillow?
No. was the RV comfy?
It was warm.
Yeah.
But that's okay because it
I
was
just
a
turned it
very,
on.
very hot
Yeah,
day.
it was really hot. All right, let's go to Ask Us Anything. It's about the RV lifestyle. We're here to answer your questions, and we love that. First up is our buddy Chris Mondo Biondo from
And
Wichita, Kansas.
yes.
And he's saying hi. Good to see you, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, our loyal buddy Ed Richards.
Yeah.
Hey.
Greetings, peeps and
peepettes
from hot. So I can't even imagine how hot it is in Louisiana right now.
Hey, Ed, we just tested it out. We're going to have to do a video on it. But the folks at Electric sent us a bike to test out, a trike e-bike for Jennifer. But I don't think she's going to like it. It's really hard to drive.
It was for you.
Yeah, first of all, it's really cool, but it doesn't have the power that our regular e-bikes does. And more importantly, I can't get it through that door right there into the RV. And it also doesn't fit through, you can't see it, I'm blocking it, through my pass-through storage right there. So it would have to go in the back of the truck. It folds up, and then I'm afraid it's going to, mess around with the hitch. And so
because it's pretty heavy.
It's very heavy. It weighs, the box itself that they shipped it in weighed 80 pounds.
So this is for me to tool around in the neighborhood. On our property, our little nature trail back there. I can see you handling that. All the God's little creatures love that little trail that we made.
They do. So anyway, Ed, we'll talk about it, but we'll see Ed at our gathering in October in Nashville, our Nashville meetup. Facebook users, hey Wendlands, hey Facebook users. When you're on Facebook and you log into there, if you give it your permission, it will then say who you are. So we can say, instead of Facebook user, we can say, hey, Jim, or whatever your name is, or Julie. Steve Egbert.
Hi from California. Raining here from Hurricane Hillary. It's only 75.
Wow. Yeah. Really cut that. Yeah. You guys are going to be wearing your parkas out there. Yeah. I saw it. I just watched the weather report before we started the live stream here, and it's pretty wet. I was looking at Vegas, some pictures from Vegas. They're going to get as much rain as they get all year round in the next 24 hours in Vegas. So,
well, the weather has been interesting here too, because it was too dry and then the rains have finally come. So I think everything's pretty normal here now, don't you?
Pretty much. Yeah. It's all green again. Mm-hmm. Our garden is doing good. I don't know if I can show you all of that.
Did you see that some creature got one of our pumpkins?
Yes, I saw it lying over there. Can you see our garden over there? We still have to do our before and after picture video on this property.
Well, if we ever get the after.
Yeah, well, the after is pretty after.
Well, tomorrow they're coming to do the roof.
It's pretty after of the house. It's close to being after. Never it's going to be done, is it?
No.
This is like the never-ending money pit. Yeah, 100 degrees in the shade on this patio. That's hot, Ed.
That is humid, I'm sure.
And look at our buddy James Massey, 110 in Texas. Wow.
Stay cool if you can.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. I guess I can't complain, can I?
No, we can't. It's going to get up to 93. That's not
tomorrow,
too bad.
But 103, I think, 102, 103 on Thursday.
I think our daughter-in-law and our son-in-law, who are both teachers, go back to work tomorrow. And our grandkids in Michigan, they go back to school next Monday, the 28th.
Yeah. Anyway, Joyce, 46 July, Northern California. Mm-hmm. Hey, Joyce, looks like you're going to miss that rain from Tropical Storm Hillary. Let's see, James Massey.
Saw the tour of the nice new RV. What was strategic of sizing a battery bank, solar, inverter, etc.
No strategy at all. We have found over the years, James, that the sweet spot for solar is 400 watts. We really don't need any more than 400 watts, unless we were boondocking 100% of the time. But even then, I don't think it wouldn't be worth it. So we have two 100 amp lithium batteries, which we also found is the sweet spot for our use, with 400 watts of solar, and that tops it off just fine. This is 35 feet instead of 32, which our other one was. So we haven't boondocked in it yet at all. We're taking it on a 10-day trip in about 2 weeks, I think. But we'll be at a campground, and there's hookups there. So there you go. But
Well, now we'll be out in it, I'm sure, tomorrow as they start making a ruckus with the new roof.
yes, we will. Now our Class C motorhome, which is right there. Can you see it over that way? It's on that pad over there. Now that has also, we could have gotten more, but we got 400 watts of solar for that. And I think we have 200 watts of lithium on that as well. And that's been, as I said, that's been the sweet spot that we have found. Anything else is really overkill. We don't really need it. And the last fifth wheel we had, our Arcadia, had 1,200 watts of solar. And we just never, it was never an issue.
We were ready.
So who got my pumpkin over there? Some creature.
Well, that's what I asked you. If you knew that.
Bo is going to have to do night security. Bo? Oh, he's behind me now.
He's behind you now.
He's doing back security. Okay. Childress.
Let's see. Comment. Glad to see you again. We're getting ready to head to Colorado and follow your ebook. You're going to have a great time.
Yeah. Colorado is such a great state. Well, we'll miss you in Nashville at our gathering, Sharon. So have fun. Send lots of pictures. Emily Gale, our buddy, say nice things about Detroit, but Emily is now in Hawaii, and Emily, I think, is on the Big Island. And hearts out to everybody still in Maui. My gosh, I can't imagine that. Good, no wind noise. Glad to hear that. Good to see you.
Thank
there,
you, Emily.
Emily. Thanks for being with us. I got to get my Say Nice Things About Detroit t-shirt. I think I still have one somewhere in my drawer. I'll have to wear that next time. Tom Hoffman.
We have many of your 7-day travel guides. If you revise one of your guides again, which one would you pick?
I think he means revisited, it says. And I think he means if we were to go on one trip, which one will we go on?
I was thinking updating them.
Oh, but they're all pretty updated. We kind of go through them every year and make sure everything is still accurate. So, and we're working, by the way, on our latest one, which should be out, in a few weeks. The copy is pretty much done. And now we've got to do the artwork and the layout and everything. But that is going to be for coastal Maine. That's our next one that's coming out in sometime probably right after Labor Day. Maybe before, but I doubt it. Probably after Labor Day. Coastal Maine. But if we had to go back and do one of our favorite trips in our guides, my favorite is Utah. I just think Utah is more national parks than any other state. Really big, dramatic national parks. I just wouldn't do it at this time of year. I'd do it in October. So, Bill Sprague, Western Maryland. Hey, Bill. Good to see you on with us tonight. Thank you for being there. Linda Ward.
Hello from West Friendship, Maryland. Traveling without the RV and miss it. I bet you do miss it. Once you're used to it, it's really hard not to have it.
It is funny, isn't it, when you go without an RV and you go on a trip, and even driving down the road, you don't have your own bathroom with you. You don't have your refrigerator. I know the feeling, Linda. Linda got a new leisure travel van, I think, back in right before spring, right around spring. So maybe it was longer, but I think it's just recent. Ed wants us to put the trike in the back seat of the truck. I don't think Bo would really like that.
I don't think Bo would like that at all.
Yeah. It's a weird, if you've ever driven a truck, I thought it'd be really easy to steer, but because those back tires don't move anyplace, it's all with a little front tire, and I found myself tending to head into trees and stuff. And
you have to make wide turns?
Well, you just have to be aware that all the control, you have to watch the tire much more, the direction of the tire.
I think I got on one twice, just for about 2 seconds, and then I said, weird.
Did you think it was weird? It was.
Well, when I rode somebody's at
Elkhart. At our Elkhart gathering last year. Yeah. Well, we got to get you to try it, because we got to go do some shooting. Steve Parrott, just here to learn about RV living. Well, can't tell you everything, Steve, but ask a question, we'll do our best, and we'll see what we can do. Good to see you on. Thanks for being here. Red Hutchinson.
Trying to buy a Ford Maverick for a Toad. Dealers are all charging 5 to 10 grand above retail.
Well, sure,
Really?
because they're profit. I'm sorry, I will not defend dealers that do that. Don't do business with people who do that. They are exploiting you. And I know there's a shortage and all of that stuff, but these guys are greedy. I would almost, I can't, really makes me mad. I've had one, when we were looking for our truck, they wanted to charge $20,000 over MSRP for my truck, my F-250 heavy duty. And that dealer, it was in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, the Ford dealer there. And I mean, I would never do business with these people, ever. And I hope I hope people get revenge. They're still doing it. They're if they can charge more and rip people off, they will do so. And
I was giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Don't give them the benefit of the doubt.
That they can't get these cars.
Well, so what? They still are making a profit. Bills. Well, then sell other cars, or, I'm sorry, no excuse. Dean Corsimo
went up to the Upper Peninsula in July with our 2002 Chevy Road Track, visited the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum.
Whitefish Bay.
Yes. And camped at Chiquaman Falls State Park for the first time. Boy, the UP seems packed.
I have to quit telling everybody about the UP.
Yeah, I think everybody.
Don't go there. It's not nice at all.
Hopefully the bugs weren't bad.
Yeah, I have not heard a lot of complaints about bugs this year. Everybody, hey, we went in June, it was just terrible, but I haven't heard a lot of complaints. June and early July, the bad times.
We had grand plans to go up to the Upper Peninsula for a month, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And couldn't get it together.
Yeah. Jeff Newman.
Pretty warm up here at North Higgins Lake State Park. Northern Michigan roads are much nicer than southern Michigan roads. That is the truth.
Oh, it is. Bad roads. Every place in the country there, it seems the roads are
like
bad.
In the Upper Peninsula, they use sand on the roads instead of salt. And they don't have as much traffic.
And they know how to drive in snow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Jerry Cornelius.
Just returned today from a Hungry Mother State Park in Southwest Virginia. Beautiful park.
Yep.
With several mornings at 52 degrees. Had 10 rigs at this outing. And we are on the James River.
Wow.
Sounds nice.
And we are the James River Sams. I don't know what that means, but I'm glad you were there.
Must be a club because there were 10 of them.
Maybe. I don't know. Don't know what
10 rigs on a club.
Yeah, maybe it's Good Sam's. I don't know. Roy Boy.
I bought my spouse an Anywhere trike 2 years ago. Rode the Pumpkin Vine Trail from
Shipshawana
to Elkhart and back. Okay, so that sounds
He
like
welded
fun.
a carrier for the back of the fifth wheel. It works great. They are so heavy though, those things. Yeah, we thought of that we could probably put a carrier on the back of this fifth wheel because it would handle it, but I don't know. I don't know if I really want them.
Do we want the weight?
I just don't think the trike bike is for us. I mean, we're not at that point in our life yet. The regular bikes I really like those. It's a fun bike, and it would be fun to have tooling around here. I want to see how it does on our little trip trail, our nature trail back in the woods there. Mm-hmm. So it's good. Vanjie Hatton.
Hi from Southern California. Rainy and shade, earthquake about 25 miles.
Yeah, from OJ. And they had a 5.5 earthquake today as they were all under the tropical storm warning. So California, you're having your weather issues these days. I wonder if you felt that, Vanjie, and stay dry. Sheila Archer.
Hello from Fayetteville,
Tennessee. Good to see you out there, Sheila. Chris Mondo Biondo.
Is there a size specification called out on the new drone registration requirements?
Any drone that weighs over 0.55 pounds has to be registered. Any drone. So maybe one of those little pencil firefly things, you don't have to because it's going to go 10 feet in the air. But anything over a half pound basically has to be registered. All of them. So get them registered. Or you can be in trouble if somebody complains, and the FAA or even local police, and you got to have that ID and all that stuff with you from now on, as of September 16th. So big deal for you drone guys. I just did a survey. I put a survey up on our community on YouTube, and I looked at it. In the first couple minutes, it looked like about I think 8-10% of the people said they had a drone. I'm curious how many have a drone. I'm also seeing how many people have e-bikes, and about 30% and we have about 500 responses, which is a really good survey. About 30% have an e-bike, 20% are thinking about getting one. So that's pretty high. And we also did a survey on Starlink, which we're gonna have a big story, lots of really good information about Starlink on the podcast coming up Wednesday. And I wanted to know how many people have Starlink, and about 13% of all RVers say they now use Starlink, and others are thinking about it, but 13% use Starlink. So it's fun to get some measurement on all these things that people keep asking us about. Sharon Childress.
Don't leave Bo in the house while men are pounding on your roof. A friend's dog went crazy and mean after they had the roof done. Well, no, we're not going to leave him in there.
No, Bo is going to be out supervising.
He's going to be in the fifth wheel or outside with us.
He's going to be supervising, yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that to a dog. No. That would be all
Tomorrow's our day. We record the podcast tomorrow, so I don't know. We might have to do it out here in the fifth wheel.
Yeah, I figured that we'd be living in the fifth wheel tomorrow.
Andreas, something I can't pronounce, Aleftero. Maine, the Fundy Bay, she's talking about. Yep, that's up in the Maritimes. Greetings from Oakland Township, Michigan, which is where we came from.
Yeah, Oakland Township.
Yeah, we moved Papa Joe's and Vincent Joe's and Nino's, all these great fruit and veggie markets. Yeah, there's nothing like that over here.
Downtown Rochester.
Okay, look what happened now. Andreas, you got my wife homesick. First day of school tomorrow in northeastern South Dakota. It's their first day of school. Their youngest daughter's a senior.
Oh,
yeah.
Our daughter, their youngest child's going off to college Tuesday. So
and that's the last one off to college. So they're going to be empty nesters.
Yep.
Scary. That's pretty emotional for mom and dad. Kids, let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Dean Corsmo.
Greetings from South Bend, Indiana.
Hi, Dean. It'll be warm there this week coming up. We're off to Elkhart on Tuesday. New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Somebody there?
Happy travels.
Robert Arnold. Karen and Bob.
Indianapolis. We'll be headed up to Pentwater in a couple of weeks to spend some time in our favorite part of Michigan.
I like Pentwater. I kind of think of the name of that restaurant that we like right on Main Street in Pentwater. Oh, gosh. Can't remember it. We had a lot of fun there. It was a great little restaurant. But Pentwater is a great Lake Michigan town. So have fun, Robert, as you know, if you sound like you go there a lot. So it's a great spot. Emily, mahalo, shout out.
Mm-hmm. Would be fun if you still have a Say Nice Things About Detroit shirt from 1980.
So in the 80s, for those of you, Emily is kind of like just this huge figure for turning around the whole reputation of Detroit. Back in the 80s, I was a investigative reporter for the local NBC station, TV station, and Detroit was Murder City. It was a mess. And Emily and her partner Pooh, they had a little store. I think it was originally a stationery store, and they started making lunches and selling cool knickknacks and souvenirs about Detroit. And she just led this crusade to say nice things about Detroit. And she did these fun runs, which would bring thousands of people downtown, where before it was where no one would go. Everybody feared to tread, and just literally turned around the atmosphere. One person, two, because Pooh was her partner. The two of them, but Emily in particular, one person turned around its reputation, and we had a great time. She was a dear friend.
They were fun runs.
Yep, and Emily's just great people. She now lives in Hawaii.
Can you imagine that? Giving up Detroit to go to live in Hawaii?
Yeah. Anyway, we got to get out and see you. So that's on our goal. We got to find an RV so we can do a story on it and somehow make it a business trip.
We had an opportunity.
Yeah, some guy had originally offered. He rented vans.
We have Bo, and we can't. We're not going to put Bo luggage on a plane.
Yeah, we can't buy him a seat either. Anyway, Jim in DC.
All right. Living in a travel destination can sometimes feel like we're on the road.
Yeah. It is. We have a son who lives in Nashville, and he has no shortage of relatives and friends who come and want to visit with him just about every weekend. So, so that's true. It's neat. Kathy Serio Martinez.
I just bought my first RV yesterday. I don't have a clue what to do.
Oh, you're going to have such a great time, Kathy. Just take your time. Go one step at a time. First thing you should do, did you bring it home yet? If you brought it home, or as soon as you bring it home, spend the night in it in your own driveway. Spend the first night in it there, just like you're camping, and enjoy it. And you'll get up in the morning and use it. Make your coffee in it, and you'll find lots of little things you want to ask about. But you're gonna have a great adventure, and you'll have it all figured out in no time. So congratulations, Kathy. Do you think that's right?
Spend the night in Connecticut. I wonder how big of an RV you got.
I don't know. It's good. Pretty cool. Paul Smith, Kerry Smith, actually, from Mitchell's Bay, Ontario. Good to see you guys on there. That's a beautiful spot, and it's a great time of year to be in Mitchell's Bay. Somebody says Emily does a radio show in Hawaii. Emily, I didn't know that. If you do, send me a link to it. I want to listen to it. Emily Baker, great music. 24-footer she has.
Okay.
Well, that's good size. I would assume it's a bumper hitch, bumper pull trailer, or is it a motorhome? So tell us, send us a picture. We love to see it. There's nothing like that first. Even this, when we brought, this is like our 7th or 8th RV.
I have trouble getting you out east because of narrow roads and tunnels and things.
Coastal Maine, it's okay.
Connecticut,
well, that's not bad. We can bypass Boston, and we can bypass New York and come through Finger Lakes area and go through parts of New England, and I have no problem with any of that.
But your excuse always is we're not going east because you don't want the narrow roads
and
congestion.
Yeah, I just don't like.
You always want to go west.
I spent too much time in New York. I don't ever want to go back to New York City. Let's see. I think, is that it? Are we wiped out with them? Well, that is a quick one. So this is good. Boy, it's nice and cool now.
Oh,
with
it's
that breeze.
Beautiful outside.
All right. So listen, guys, thank you so much. We will be back sometime in September with another Ask Us Anything. And then starting in October, we'll go back to our every Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Ask Us Anything. But wherever you are, I hope that the weather is better than it has been, and that you're able to get out there and enjoy God's creation and spend some quality time out camping and just have a great time. So that's what we got this week, right?
That's it.
All right.
So
thanks again to everybody who's out there. Don't forget, check out the podcast this week. We have a big story on, it's actually a part of 2 weeks, about the state of internet for nomads and RVers. The latest information, what you need to know. We got the best experts in the world talking for 2 weeks in a row. We'll start off talking about Starlink, and we'll start that on Wednesday on the RV podcast. So thank you guys again so much. We'll see you down the road.
Happy trails.